Okay, my name's Sue Coleman-Haseldine. I'm a Kokatha woman from Sojourner on the far west coast of South Australia. I was very young when the bombs testing started happening in Australia. The winds brought the radiation fallouts to us. There was 12 tests held on Australian soil, including the Montebello Islands. Now we have got proof of 9 of them, which way the winds blew at the time. And we superimposed them, and it was amazing to see Australia's legacy from the English and Australian governments as being totally black from the radiation fallout. The first image is of the bombs that were tested on Montebello Islands, Emu Fields and Maralinga. This image shows the wind changes, and then we superimposed the wind changes. The next image is of the whole radiation fallout across Australia. This is the legacy to Australia from the Australian and United Kingdom governments. Now, we've been living with grief and loss for a long time. There's been so many different cancers, and so many birth defects. Now, people talk about grief and loss. Well, we live with it every day. It does not go away. Even 60 years later, babies are dying of really complicated defects that there's no explanation for. And we bury our babies, so the grief and loss does not go away. We have suffered at the hands of the Australian and English governments. They have not cared that we are still suffering to this day, nearly 70 years later. And our children are suffering. Children all over the world are suffering because of radiation poisoning. You just got to look at Chernobyl, Fukushima. People everywhere have been touched with this poisonous substance. We really need the Australian government to join the rest of the world that is coming on board and outlaw nuclear weapons, nuclear submarines, because if you've got no need for the radiation, there'll be no need for the mines. And if the mines are shutting down, there'll be no need for waste dumps, which can be just as dangerous as any bomb. They start leaking, we won't know that poison is seeping around through us again, just like the radiation fallout of all those years ago. Nobody knew what was falling amongst them, but everybody started to feel it, and as the years go on, we are still feeling it. We are still suffering. And we really do need the Australian government to stand up and say, enough. We've damaged Australia, we've hurt the people. Aboriginal people have been dislocated just to please various mining companies, the uranium companies, just everybody that wants something from Australia. The Aboriginal people get pushed aside. It's just not fair. We're the First Nations people, and we're the ones left behind in everything. So if we can stop mining on our country, protect our culture, stop the waste dump, tell the governments to think just to stop building nuclear submarines, the rest of the world can win too, because there are animals out there that are dying, and it seems like nobody cares, but we care. And I'm starting to get old and tired, but that's not the end of my fight, because I've got children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that are all ready and willing to stand up and fight and say no more. Give us a clean, nuclear-free future.
My name is Jeremiah, and I live in Cedrina. I'm Jeremiah, and I live in Cedrina, and I don't want a nuclear, and I live in Australia.
Even though tiredness and age is starting to catch up on me and I'm slowing down, my fight will continue because I've got my children, grandchildren, coming along and standing up now and saying,
we don't want nuclear, we want a greener future.
A lot of sickness through our family, and you know, I believe wholly and solely in what my wife believes in. Well, that's about all I can say.
and all you people out there, stay safe and stay strong.